Shaedon Sharpe's future with the Portland Trail Blazers is a topic that sparks both excitement and uncertainty among fans and analysts alike. But here's the burning question. Can he truly become the franchise cornerstone the Blazers desperately need? Let's dive into the conversation that has everyone talking. Among the Trailblazers' current roster, Shaedon Sharpe stands out as the player generating the most buzz. While fellow guard Scoot Henderson divides opinions, Sharpe is the one prompting the most questions in the Blazers' Edge mailbag. A quick shout-out to Yang Hansen, who's been making waves this summer. Keep it up, rookie. Today's mailbag tackles the question on everyone's mind. Can Sharpe step up to lead the team or even the league next season? Let's explore. Eric's question. Dave, I've been following your off-season analysis closely, and it's clear the Blazers are pinning significant hopes on Shaedon Sharpe this year. His contract plays a part, but even if Scoot Henderson develops, we still need Sharpe to elevate his game. Otherwise, our backcourt remains a weak spot. Do you think this is Sharpe's moment? And what are the odds he becomes the next big star here? Would you invest in him? Sharpe is at a pivotal stage in his development curve. It's not too late for him to make a significant leap forward, and there's reason to be hopeful. However, predicting such growth is far from straightforward. Sharpe's potential is as unpredictable as any player the Blazers have seen in the past decade. The closest comparison is Anthony Simons, once viewed as a future star. This summer, Portland traded him for what essentially amounts to a costly contract for a talented but aging player. Sharpe's trajectory could be similarly defining, either as a generational talent or a footnote in the team's history. It's anyone's guess at this point. It's no coincidence that Jrue Holiday was high on general manager Joe Cronin's wish list this summer. While much has been said about Holiday's potential mentorship of Scoot Henderson, Sharpe could benefit just as much from his leadership and approach to the game. Sharpe isn't just walking a fine line between stardom and mediocrity. He's also trying to define his identity as a player. His offensive potential is undeniable. But Portland's coaching staff has been emphasizing defense and overall team connection, even benching him last season to drive the point home. Holiday's presence could reinforce this culture. And this is the part most people miss. It's crucial for Sharpe to embrace this mindset. Fans dream of him dominating the rim and scoring 20 points per game, and rightfully so. But let's take a step back and consider this. If Sharpe becomes the Trailblazers' big by following this mindset, his presence is undeniable. But Portland's coaching staff has been emphasizing defense and overall team connection, even benching him last season to drive the point home. Holiday's presence could reinforce this culture. In other words, where does he rank as a dominant force in the league? To answer this, I analyzed all 29 other NBA teams, categorizing them based on their top players' comparative strength to Sharpe. Red teams. Teams with a number one option or multiple options clearly superior to Sharpe, whether due to offensive prowess or overall impact. These are players you wouldn't trade Sharpe for under any circumstances. Yellow teams. Teams with players statistically comparable to Sharpe, offering no clear advantage for either side. Green teams. Teams where Sharpe would clearly outshine their top option, becoming the central figure if transplanted. Here's the breakdown, along with the defining players. Red teams. Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Toronto Raptors, Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes. Philadelphia 76ers, Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid. New York Knicks, Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges. Cleveland Cavaliers, Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley. Detroit Pistons, Cade Cunningham. Indiana Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton, Pascal Siakam. Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Atlanta Hawks, Trae Young. Orlando Magic, Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, Desmond Bane. Charlotte Hornets, LaMelo Ball. Minnesota Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle. Oklahoma City Thunder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams. Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray. Los Angeles Lakers, Luka Doncic, LeBron James. Los Angeles Clippers, James Harden, Norman Powell, Kawhi Leonard. Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry. Jimmy Butler, Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker. Sacramento Kings, Z. Whoa, none? Yes, you read that right. None. This analysis suggests that the current version of Shaedon Sharpe, even at his best, ranks no higher than the 25th best #1 option in the NBA. It's even more concerning when you consider teams with multiple players outperforming him. There's a valid argument that the Blazers are among the worst positioned franchises in this regard, with no clear advantage over any other team if Sharpe is their primary option. Let me be clear. I'm not undermining Sharpe's potential. I'd take him over several players on this list. However, this exercise highlights a few key points. 1. Sharpe, as we know him today, isn't yet in the league's elite tier, despite his importance to the Blazers and their fans. 2. He has room to grow before he stands out, even if we focus solely on offensive production. Most teams already have high-scoring players, and it's not enough for success. 3. The most critical takeaway. Scoring alone won't elevate Sharpe or the Blazers. Even if he increases his average from 18.5 to 23 points per game, a massive jump, he might only move a few teams from red to yellow. To make a real impact, Sharpe needs to become a two-way, all-around player. Only then can he and the Blazers leave half the league behind and focus on building the rest of the roster. The issue isn't Sharpe's lack of growth. His scoring has improved each year. The problem is that scoring has been his only significant contribution. At best, this places him in conversations with players like Trae Young or Zach LaVine. Talented, but not transformative. Sharpe must take a comprehensive step forward this season, which is likely why the coaching staff is emphasizing this point. Otherwise, we'll have highlight reels and impressive scoring stats, but still lack the player who leads the Blazers to consistent wins. I'm not expecting Sharpe to master everything in one season, but he needs to show he's more than just an explosive athlete. This is a contract-defining year for him, and making it a career and team-defining one would be ideal. If not, the verdict on his potential will remain subjective, an uncomfortable position for the Blazers and their fans. But here's where it gets controversial. Is Sharpe's ceiling high enough to justify the Blazers' reliance on him? Or should the team explore other avenues to build a championship contender? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm eager to hear your take. Thanks for the question. Keep them coming at blazersup@gmail.com, and we'll do our best to address as many as possible.